Before we move on to our MVP picks, let's put this out there. When we made our picks, we knew that Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge were going to be the favorites, and they were probably going to win it. But so that we weren't lazy, we wanted to pick somebody other than Judge and Ohtani. I think both of us, I would have voted for Ohtani for the MVP. That's for damn sure, and that would have been my pick. But taking those two away, let's start in the AL. You had Gunnar Henderson as your MVP pick, and I had Bobby Witt Jr. Gunnar Henderson has not started off the year very well. He's starting, hopefully, to come around, but it's going to be an uphill battle for him if he wants to win that AL MVP. It's pretty much not going to happen. And my boy, Bobby Witt, he's in third place, but he's in fourth place as far as the odds are, but there's some guys ahead of him that he's just not going to be able to catch the way it's going. You got Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, and Jose Ramirez as the top three guys in the AL as far as the odds go. Any chance Bobby Witt catches up and gets that MVP?
It's going to be really tough. I just think too many guys are going to have to fall off. Too many players are going to have to just take a step back, especially. And I think, when you get Tariq Skubal in here too, and the way they're pitching, DeGrom might even get in this conversation. Jose Ramirez at the end of the year is always going to have great stats, and Cal Raleigh with what he's doing with Aaron Judge. It's those two. It's a two-man race. Bobby Witt has an opportunity here, but my man Gunner's out. It's such a step back from what he did last year. 37 home runs, and he's only at 9 right here halfway through the season, and a 273 average. Average isn't that far off. It's just the production and the team is so far behind what we were expecting. The thing with Bobby Witt that where I see him taking that leap up is when this Royals team has that next step forward, which I think they can still do, and really start winning some more baseball games. He's gonna be a big part of that. That's gonna be a big push by the end. It's just how far is Cal and Aaron Judge gonna have a lead?
I think they're very, very far ahead right now. Let's forget about Aaron Judge for 1 second. Cal Raleigh, who's just been absolutely incredible, the first guy with 30 home runs this season on a team that's doing relatively well in the AL West, and he's basically keeping them in that race. I don't see any way that Bobby Witt Jr. can jump over him. And then you got Aaron Judge, who's the most dominant hitter in the game of baseball, and he's still hitting what? He's probably 350 right now. Still very high on home runs, still very high in
353, a 117 OPS, 30 home runs. He's only 2 behind Cal Raleigh, 67 RBIs, only 2 behind him, 30 more hits than Cal Raleigh. And there's a lot there, and his team is in first place.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly tough for him to catch up to Aaron Judge. Let's just name the award the Aaron Judge MVP in the AL, because that's what's going to happen. And then we move to the National League, where the man, the myth, the legend, my hero, Shohei Ohtani, is by far the leader in the clubhouse, the man who threw 102 miles per hour after his second Tommy John, threw 102 miles an hour, and he's still the only man to go 50-50. The best player of all time in my estimation. But you had Juan Soto as your NL MVP choice. I did not vote for him because he is a Met, and I know that's not going to happen. I had Elly De La Cruz, who was not amazing to start the season, but is still very, very good. I don't see any chance that Elly catches up to Shohei and Soto and some other guys.
Yes.
Now, taking Shohei Ohtani out of the argument right now, if you look at the NL MVP odds, Pete Crow Armstrong is in second place according to the odds, 12-1. He has had an absolutely amazing first half of the season. Do you think PCA is going to be able to keep this up and hold Juan Soto back or catch up to Shohei Ohtani?
Look, PCA has had a very good. He is being pushed by a media, a push.
Yeah.
He's a very good baseball player. It's 262 average, 830 OPS. He's ranked 19th in the National League in OPS. He's had good power numbers, but it's still not, it's still 10 behind the leader or 8 behind the leader. And Shohei, there's a lot to 11, and the defense is just jumping out at you, and the athleticism. I think he's being pushed really, really hard, more than his numbers are pushing him. I think he's being pushed by media. I think he's pushed by fans and being pushed by a lot of outside people to saying, you got to love a Cub. Got to love Cup. And I love it, and I respect him. I think he's going to be an amazing player. Kyle Tucker's better baseball player. James Wood is playing better baseball. Will Smith playing better baseball. Pete Alonso is playing better baseball in a lot of different ways than him. Corbin Carroll is having a better season.
And Juan Soto now.
Juan Soto now, and Juan Soto's just getting hot. Freddie Freeman. And that doesn't even get into the pitchers. That doesn't get into the Skeens of the world and what some of these other guys like. I think Ellie De La Cruz in some ways is having a better season. There are a lot of other players that I'm saying Pico Armstrong is a giant push on a media side. From a get it done on the field side, I think there are other players that are getting it done more. And then when I look at Juan Soto at my pick, dude, I'm still loving my pick, especially in the last 7 games, last 15 games, even the last 30 games. He's hit 317 in his last 30 games, and 12 home runs. Like, those are the numbers that we were expecting. These are the numbers that are coming up. He's hitting 258 in his last 30 games. He's hitting over 300, 317. And that's screaming to me, dude, be heads up. He's getting comfortable, and he's starting to play really good baseball. I still love this pick. I am completely on board with my Juan Soto pick. With yours, who was yours again?
I had Ellie De La Cruz, and I don't think he's that far off.
I don't think he's that far off either. But again, and the thing we talked about this before the season, is he the most athletic man on any field he probably steps on? Yes. But is he going to take that next step and make that separator from the rest of the crowd? And we just haven't quite seen it yet. But it's right there. When he's hitting 280, 860 something OPS, like, those are the numbers that are just dominating with what he's doing. It's just the idea that the strikeouts are still coming in too many times. He's 92 strikeouts. And that's the big thing. He swings and misses. When he hits the ball, it's goddamn beautiful, but he swings and misses a lot. His OPS has gone up, his slugging's gone up, his average has gone up. All
and his strikeouts have gone down.
Well, it's gone down to, I guess, to a point. I mean, it's 92. That's still looking at 184.
And last year he had 218.
218, and he had I guess that we'll put it this way: he almost had the same amount of bats last year. His first year and had 144 strikeouts. So it's getting better. Great point, dude. But all the other peripherals are getting better too. He's going to blow away his home run numbers probably from last year. He has a chance to absolutely destroy that. His stolen base number, he's going to be behind that. But everything else is screaming to me. I think the PCA push, do not put your money on PCA. Do not do it. Do not get close to it. Ronald Acuna is a good pick too, but I think his numbers are going to be too far behind some of those other guys. Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker are much better picks. PCA is a fan favorite pick. The reality is, like, the numbers aren't going to be there at the end of the year.
I just want to stick with Ellie for 1 second, and because if you double his numbers, he will end up the season with 36 home runs, with 44 stolen bases, and hit 280. That's MVP numbers right there. If he goes 40-40, it's going to be difficult for anybody. Now, granted, Shohei's still going to win the MVP. I wholeheartedly believe that. But he'll end up getting way past PCA, in my opinion, if he ends up 40-40.
Well, the fact, too, and this is the biggest BS Ohtani rule ever created, the fact that they allow him to hit after he pitches. God, like, you just scream Ohtani rule. Like, that to me just is such BS. So it's going to be Ohtani.
Yeah, but David, I
love this LE pick. I love, like, to me, it's if I could have a pick where it's a place pick too, just like we were talking about in the Cy Young Award. If I could pick as a place in top 3, Ellie De La Cruz might be right there.
Yeah. Now, I just real quick on what you said about Ohtani. Yes, it sucks. I don't like it when they change the rules to try to help out a specific player. But at the end of the day, we've talked about this for years. Major League Baseball, all they do is, promote the name on the front of the jersey, not the back. By changing the rules, you're promoting the player, you're promoting Ohtani, and it's good for the game. It's not great for changing of the rules, but that's what they did, and I'm kind of fine with it.
Player. That's my problem with it. It's a rule for one. It's not promoting the names on the back. It's promoting one name on the back to make more money from one player. And that's what I don't like. I love promoting players. You promoted player. It's rule for player. If like this is what people scream about the Yankees all the time, that the Yankees get all the benefits, all this. Like if Ohtani was on the Yankees and this happened, people would be screaming and losing their minds. But he's a Dodger and it's Ohtani, so people are like, "Oh, cool, we get to see him more." They didn't make this for anybody else, and this rule didn't need to be put in. What I believe what should have happened is that you lose your DH. You lose that DH opportunity. If you want Ohtani to hit in that game, Ohtani's got to hit in that game. Ohtani's got to hit like a normal pitcher would have hit and deal with the ramifications of that decision at the end of the ball game.
I gotta be. I'm fine with that. I wouldn't actually have a problem if you took away the DH and you just gave him the pitcher spot. He'll end up losing a couple of at bats at the end of the game, but you know what? That's the way the game should have been done, in my opinion. And so I agree with you wholeheartedly, even though it'll hurt my boy Shohei Ohtani.
Or put him in right field.
All right,
this is what we. Let's move on. Athletes. Put him in right field and take him from the mound. Put him in right field like he originally was. He was a right fielder. Let him go to right field and make him hit and play defense at the end of the ball game. Or he doesn't get to hit that game. I don't like it. Like, make him be a baseball player. You're okay with him pitching and hitting, but you're not okay with him actually just being a ball player.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm totally on board with you.